Beer, Bourbon, and Cigars, where we discuss cigars, bourbon, marching band experiences, and lifelong situations. I am the drum major of the podcast. That's Mr. Reggie himself. You understand what I'm saying? Representing my Kentucky Green. That's right. And the Kentucky brothers and sisters of the Leaf. That's right. That's right. And we have the rock of the podcast, Mr. Herb himself, and Miss Fancy Flo. That's right, Miss Hula Hoop Queen herself. Listen here. This summer, there's going to be a leak. When I tell you a leak, I'm talking about a leak of an album coming this summer. Our guest has an Italian trumpet mouthpiece maker currently endorsing. Hey, check this out. They also play with the Sounds of Blackness and are currently dealing with a grant that is empowering them to work with digital music and production tools. Our guest is excited about being a part of our dream and vision with Band, Bourbon, and Cigar. I present to you my brother, my old head, this guy. Let me tell you this. This guy right here, the way that he speaks, you better listen very well because he's gonna drop that knowledge on you. Let's get that drum roll. I'm talking about Mr. Solomon Parham himself. Yeah.
What up, Joe?
Hey, what up, son? What up?
What's up?
That's right. We get the applause.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my son.
He's here. I love it, man. How you been, man? How you been?
I'm well, brother. Through it all, I'm well.
Man, I love it. Love to hear that. Well, we're gonna jump right on in here, but before we go, Miss Fancy, you usually a little slumbery. You feeling kind of like I don't know, black and white ball type thing going on right now?
It depends. In a couple hours, I might be feeling a little festive and black and white ball.
Okay.
It depends. Yeah.
It's still looking nice. Still looking nice though. Still looking nice as usual.
Sir, appreciate it. Well,
All
Mr.
right.
Johnson, we're gonna jump right in with these questions.
Let's go.
First up, when did you realize that the instrument you chose was your first love?
Oh my God. I was a little boy in Detroit, Michigan, and I knew I wanted to be a musician. I never wanted to play trumpet though. I wanted to play piano. So I used to vandalize on the desks and draw pianos in the desks. I used to want to own a keyboard. And back in the day when I saw a trumpet, my cousin had a trumpet, a cornet actually.
Okay.
His father bought one for him. I snuck in the house. And his house across the street and played his horn with a sock stuffed into it. There's a story about that. If you want to know, I'll tell it to you. But
go ahead. Whatever you want to do, bro. It's on you.
Okay, so this is what happened. This is the real story that PBS, they edited out. So on PBS on YouTube, when you see it, this is what they edited out. My aunt, she was going to work. She would go to work. And I would see if her car is in the driveway, and I would just bolt across the street if she gone, and take my cousin's horn and pack it with a sock or two, and he'd be down the alley hooping on the crate, and I'm in their room looking out the window, looking at them to make sure I'm learning how to get a sound out, not knowing if it's really making the right sound, because I didn't want to be heard. And one day I heard him getting a whooping about the horn being broke because I put it in the case the wrong way and forced the lid down, and it bent the horn the wrong way. So my auntie whooped him so bad he was screaming, "Please, please!" And he took that whooping. I heard it. And a couple of days later, he's back out hooping. I run across the street. I'm in there with the horn, and I'm hearing these house shoes on the floor, y'all. And the door creaked open. Slow, y'all, like TV, like Harry Potter thriller. And it was her in the house coat with some switches. She said, "You heard that boy getting killed the other day. I know you heard him. And it was you that did that. If you want to play this horn, you can continue playing this horn after you get this whooping.
Yeah.
Or you ain't never coming over here no more. I only did that 3 times in my life. Right? That's the first whooping I took, knowing it was good on the other side. Because the third one I knew I took ended up me being a frat, KK side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and that was, I hope that's it. So yeah, I was a kid I wanted to play piano, but the trumpet, the first thing I get my hands on was what I did. So that's the whole story about me. My first instrument is not trumpet though. My first instrument is the harmonica.
Okay.
Yeah, I started playing harmonica back in the day.
New. That's
What's
new
that,
because
brother?
I was gonna ask a question because Reg kind of made this a question for every person that came on this show. What was your first instrument ever played, or have you ever played the violin? So yeah,
Most people started with a clarinet or a
I
violin.
didn't get the violin question,
Mm-hmm.
but the harmonica that's the first one I've heard. That's
Harmonica,
what's
bro.
up.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
what's up. Man.
Listen,
but
you
harmonica
took that butt
sounds
whooping to play that horn, man. And I can see why it's your love right now. That trumpet is your love and everything.
I was
But
online for it. I crossed y'all.
listen. Do you think this is one of them Solomon questions? Do you think you can love anybody more than you love your instrument?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh my
Elaborate.
God. The trumpet is a skill. The human spirit is invaluable.
Mm.
I could stop playing trumpet today to love you.
Mm-hmm.
I could stop to love Herbert Fancy. The trumpet is a skill. That's not my gift. My gift ain't music.
What's your gift?
This.
Okay.
I'm sociable. I'm a people person. My gift has always been linguistics. That's my gift. Some people got perfect pitch. Some people got good mathematical skills. I'm a good social person. Diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
That's
skill.
dope.
That's my gift.
That's dope.
We're going to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
So tell me, what are some harsh truths that you prefer to ignore?
Some harsh truths that
You prefer to ignore. Harsh truths about yourself.
okay. It's my voice.
Mm. Mm.
The way my voice sounds.
So you don't like the way your voice sounds?
Never have.
Okay.
It's
How does it
grovelly.
That's crazy, bro, because your voice is so distinctive
Right.
and so powerful. When you talk, people listen.
That's why
People
I
follow.
can't hide. I can't hide. That's why. Okay. If things I
Okay.
want to get away with, I can't because my voice. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Herb?
Ooh. Ugh. So one of them, like recently, I've been paying attention to is my willingness. It's hard to say no to a lot of people.
Oh,
You know, I've always been one of them people that go the extra mile to help somebody out, to do this, to do that.
wow. Wow.
Try not to, I definitely don't look at people and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this for them so that I can get them back. But actually put a bad taste in my mouth when I ask for help, which I rarely, rarely do. And I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to do this for you. You have to do this for me first. So my willingness to help people and pretty much not telling people no. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay.
I guess it's on me now, huh?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Truths. I think the only thing that's popping in my head is the fact that I know that I'm sensitive, but I'm a lot more sensitive than I let on. And I don't like it. I hate that.
Wow.
But I'm sensitive to the way people talk to me, energy, you know what I'm saying, body language. I'll pick up on something so subtle that might not even be intentional from the person, and I feel some kind of way about it.
Wow.
But I've learned
Now,
to speak on it, Go ahead.
Now, is it just people? Is it just people?
I think it is just people. You know.
Okay.
So, for example, if I'm used to coming in the office every morning and I speak and everybody speaks back, and one morning your response isn't as cheerful or as it normally is, I might take it personal. Like, why she acting funny?
Oh,
It'll
I
mess up
see.
your whole day.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm aware of this with myself. I'll just be like, why they acting? You know what? Nope, that's them. I'm gonna still be myself and keep being cheerful, and I'm gonna keep on going.
Right.
And
Mhm.
taking that approach is best because a lot of times people be dealing with their own stuff, and it may come out, you know, and you can't take those kinds of things personal. So I've learned to do that, but every now and then I have relapse.
Now mine is being misunderstood. I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? Where it could be as simple as I give a compliment to somebody and they think I'm trying to get in their drawers. I'm like, I just give a compliment. I'm just saying hi. I'm just saying you look nice today. You know what I mean? Or the fact that, you know, saying the work that I do for people, I'm doing it out the love. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you prosper. I want to see you do better than what I'm doing. And people will take it like you trying to take over, you trying to do the work. I'm like, I'm not even on that level. I'm not even thinking about that. I ain't getting paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good spirit and everything. So it's being misunderstood. I can't stand it. I can't stand it at
Hey,
all.
I can feel that 100% because even with just that scenario, what you just said, I mean, like even the way you just talk and say stuff to people, I mean, it may not come out as you know, you being mean to them. You just talking normal, and then people take it as, oh, why you being so aggressive? No, I'm not trying to be aggressive. I'm just talking. I mean, I may talk with a tougher tone than you, but I'm not trying to be aggressive. And you're a
Right.
mean guy. No,
Mhm.
I'm not a mean guy. I talk to me, you know me. I feel you on that one. Definitely feel you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
yeah, man.
that just
I
made me
deal
think
with it.
how sometimes because I know I'm sensitive, I have to be mindful when I appreciate directness. However,
Mhm.
depending on how direct you are, it might trigger some feelings and they're gonna
Right.
come out. But like I said, I've learned to kind of talk through it like, hey, what you said hurt my feelings. I need a second. I'm over here in my feelings. I need a minute, you know. Just communicate that.
Mhm.
See, I've had great teachers in my life. You know what I mean? And people that I grew up with. Everybody around me was straight street guys. So I know the lingo of the street. And then, but then when I met this man here, Solomon, and the way that he would speak, I like this man have a lot of fucking parables. Let me really listen to what he's saying. Because he's giving you nuggets for you to think for yourself. And I really had to sit and I had to get quiet. And that's why I would be quiet around you, man, in my young pup years. Like, I gotta listen to what he's saying because he's been told me some shit and I've been went on punch somebody in the nose thinking that he meant that, but that ain't what he mean. You know what I mean? But let me listen. So it taught me how to listen to people. So now when I'm listening to people, they take it as I'm not listening to them or that I'm mad or that I don't like what they say. I was like, no, because I have a stoic face. It's just that my ears are on. I'm locked into what you're saying. I rather listen to you to understand you and not listen to you to talk. So that way I'm learning from you. I'm actually learning from you, but people be taking it like I'm being, you know, saying an asshole or something. No, I'm just really learning from you. I'm really listening.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Definitely.
brother. Thank you very much for that, man.
absolutely, man. You one of the cats I've always listened to, man. You know, say you always had a great insight on life, on music, on the organization, you know what I'm saying, on manhood, you know what I'm saying, all of these things that, you know what I'm saying, we would talk about and discuss back then, you know what I mean? I really paid attention, bro.
Well, can I
I
just chime in
appreciate it.
right there? I want everybody to hear this. When I first met Reggie, it was the most, I can always see him that way. I don't see him any other way but the first time I met him. He was walking in the band room with his head up. He's always been a head up guy. It ain't nothing he did. Even if he messed up, he had his head up, taking the punishment. He had his head up. And if you were watching me and focusing on me, I think I was doing the same to you. It's just that I was obligated because of age, I guess, and who I was around to say something, or I was asked. But when I was in your company, And when I found out what your role was with the band, it made sense. Then when I found out from Barry Greer why he chose you, it made sense. Right. And as we got to know each other and you unpacked some things for me and talked to me and chopped it up with me, it made sense. And so it's an honor, her, Fancy, her, Reggie, it's an honor, y'all, to be here because this is, I'm so humbled that he asked me to do it. You know, it's humbling because I knew you had it. I didn't know if I could ask. So thank you for asking me, and it's an honor to do it. And thank you for loving on your brother. Appreciate you, dog.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, I remember that first time what you talking about too, man.
Yeah.
I was way back in high school. So
Yes.
for you young leaders that's out there and drum majors and things that's out there to listen, when you in that position, that's your position. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a leader all the time, not just in that band room or not on that field, but even when you hanging out with your peers, you have to be that drum major. You have to be that leader, even when you outside that band room. You know what I'm saying? You can't allow to be under. It's not that you underneath them or they underneath you, but you still have to always have that poise. So when he came in that band room, he was doing something, and I said something to him. That's what it was. But I know that you're an adult, but when you ain't here and it's our time, when it's your time, everybody have to get on board. You cannot allow anybody to mess up your groove or what you're doing and mess up.
That was 94, dog.
That was 94.
So you wound up, I was coming from K-State and you went to K-State.
And I ended up going to K-State. Never knew that. Ain't that something?
Look at God, brother.
Never knew that. And then became your fraternity brother. You know what I mean?
Brother.
Yeah. All of that.
The fraternity,
all
brother.
Of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So when were you first introduced to music, Solomon?
You know, it's I was a kid. My old man, my daddy was into poetry and jazz. He did Vietnam 2 tours, 2-time Purple Heart, Silver and Bronze Star, decorated, Screaming Eagles. Excuse me. So for you to ask about Screaming Eagles is my daddy's hat. I keep it close by. 101st, you know. So Screaming Eagles, 101st Airborne, paratrooper. I'm writing a suite for the Army right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another leak right there. I'm writing a suite for the Army for in dedication to my father. But I used to play Gil Scott Heron around the crib. Tom Brown. That's my #1 album. Is Tom Brown, Brown Sugar.
Okay.
It's it. That's #1. So he would play that, you know, Grover Washington, blah blah blah, and I would hear the grooviness, and when I heard it, it was like infectious, right? And I don't know, it's something about groove. It just never left. I tried to play the traditional jazz, and I could play it effectively, but I'm a groove guy. So it was when I was like 4 years old.
4 years old.
Wow.
That's what's up. Yeah, I remember the first song that I remember was Just My Imagination.
Ooh.
It's my first song that I remember hearing from The Temptation, and it's my favorite song to this day. You know what I mean? Just My Imagination by The Temptation.
That's right.
And I was hooked. And then, like I said in other podcasts before, my family is musical. You know, so they had a music singing group, you know, a gospel group, and people played instruments. There was instruments being played in the house. There's singing being played in the house. There's music being played all the time. So, you know, just growing up in it, then we were in the singing group, and it just part of it. It was nothing else that I wanted to do. I knew I had to play music.
You know, KK Side got a version of that. You do know that, right?
Just My Imagination.
We learned that from.
No, I'll have to hear that one.
I'm gonna put you up on it. We got that from Ada Ada when we was online.
Okay.
So I'll share.
Yeah, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up.
Well, we're gonna take a second to promote the shirts.
Go ahead.
Oh.
So if you guys are interested in donating to purchase one of our shirts, Band Bourbon and Cigars, and send us an email. You can hit us up on Facebook. The shirts are $25, or you can just make a donation of $25 and receive a shirt. You can donate any amount in between as well. So
I'm about to get me a shirt.
Absolutely. You catch that Band Bourbon and Cigars on Cash App.
Dog.
Yep.
That's right. You can just email us at bandbourbonandcigars@gmail.com and let us know that you're interested in getting on one of our shirts. Listen, these shirts and this donation is going towards elementary, middle school, high school, and college marching bands. We're going to purchase on Woodwind Reeds for their band program. So all proceeds is going there and things like that. The shirts are really nice. Definitely get yours. Get yours. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on this podcast and everything. Hit that thumbs up. Put your comments in there. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these numbers up, family. Let's get these numbers up. We love that.
Indeed, baby.
Like and subscribe and share and comment. Engage with our videos and our posts. Engage with them so we can get more traction. Yeah.
Now today I'm smoking a Torino.
Look at that.
And we at the part of this podcast, Solomon.
Come on.
Where we put some smoke in the air.
Okay. I wish I would have knew that.
Oh, brother. So
it's Band Bourbon and Cigars.
This is Band Bourbon and Cigars, baby.
Well, hold on. Y'all keep doing that.
Yep, go ahead and get your cigar.
No, I got something better than that.
Oh.
I got something better than that.
Well, while you doing that, I'm going to explain what this part of the podcast is.
Okay.
You get to tell us a story, one of your band stories, no matter if it was in college or outside, being that it was funny, indifferent, or pound chicka pound. All we had to don't say no names, but if you want to say some names, you can say some names. It's up to you. But it's your story. You can tell us any story you want us to know, bro. Let us have it.
I'm about to let y'all know. Oh my God. You know what? I'm gonna say this for Lewis Patton and Zanus English. Because they know when I say sounds for sore ears, they know what that is. But I'm gonna tell you this story. They know. So a band story could be the range could be from pound to boom, indifferent or whatever. You know,
whatever you want.
I went to Mumford High School, and I had a band director, and his name was Dr. Lemuel Dokes. Had two, Dr. Dokes and Mr. James Hocker. They both were Omega men. And Dr. Dokes was from UAPB, and Mr. Hocker went to Grambling. Okay. Dr. Dokes played clarinet. Mr. Hocker played trumpet.
Okay.
Mr. Hocker was the first trumpet player with Anita Baker. List goes on. It was greatness with those two directors. He used to always say, because now Dr. Dokes was the band director of Mr. Hocker when he was in high school.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's generational, right? And Dr. Dokes used to always, he had a stroke. He used to dress in a suit every day and Stacey Adams every day. And his leisure wear was penny loafers, khakis, and a button-up polo. He had never seen him in nothing other than that, of the suit or that.
Okay.
And so we used to be in the band room. This might not be funny, but it might just be a little bit of how I acquired my work ethic. We used to be in the band room warming up. Well, first of all, I'm in the band room, coming from post-middle school, junior high. It went to the 9th grade at the time. So I was never an official freshman in high school. So I get there, and they say, okay, all the trumpet players play your scales. So it got to me. I'm last chair. And I started playing this song, man. And it was the theme song to the movie Gremlins. Man, everybody laughed at me, man. Everybody laughed at me. It was bad. So, so time went by. I think it was a day or two. I wound up getting into a fight, you know. And I used to carry things with me to keep the people from killing me back in the day. So, you know, I left that away from the building, and I was able to come in and fought and left. And with the trumpet player, the first chair trumpet player, invited me over to his house. He was he went to K-State too, trumpet section, and invited me over to his house and introduced me to trumpet players and scales and stuff like that. Took me under his wing, and he was a senior at the time. And when he was about to graduate, he wanted me to be the first chair, come from the last chair to the first chair. Well, it played out just like that because drumline is real. Those trumpet challenges, drumline challenges, that's real. Every week I was challenging somebody. And when I got to almost to the close of the first trumpet player, he had this girl he liked. And he wasn't good to me. He wasn't a good guy. So I said, you know, I'm not just gonna beat him, I'm gonna take his woman.
Detroit Flames, baby.
So, and when I did that, I didn't play the song to the band or the band director. I played it to her.
Woo-wee.
I dressed up in a suit.
Wow.
I mean, we talking about it was at the Cleaners. It was boom. You feel me? And I played it. It was the Carnival of Venice, first variation. So you got to go check it out. And it's long too. And when I got done playing, I had opened my eyes and she was crying, right?
Made her cry through that horn.
Right? So, do I need to say more?
Hey, you ain't gotta say no more, baby.
Figure out what happened after that.
Hey,
I have a son. His name is Solomon Jr.
Is that his mama we talking about?
Inferentially. Come on, put it together.
Okay.
What's up? That's what's up.
Put it together.
I wonder where that gentleman is now.
I'm sorry?
I said, I wonder where that gentleman is now. You beat him and took his girl.
Oh, he and I are the closest friends.
Oh.
That's how it usually happens.
We're very close friends. He's moved on with life. He has a family and everything, and so do I. So there it is. But yeah,
that's a good.
It's like boxing. Got to be a good sport. Can't win them all. Yeah. You know.
Listen, man. I remember. I'm gonna tell a story about this. Yeah, you know it's coming.
Go ahead.
You know it's coming. Listen, I'm in the frat now. I get back to the D. Hit up, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, we have a common friend too, Mr. Harris and everything. So we all hanging out. And I said, I got you, Solomon. You gonna ride with me and everything. Man, we got so twisted that night. Had a funky good time that night. But listen,
right, we did.
It's snow and ice on the ground. Woo. So now I'm trying to take him home. I don't know where this man lives and everything. So he won't wake up. So listen, I had a little business to handle. So I'm like, bro, you got to get up. He wouldn't get up. So I said, listen, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm going to lock you in the back seat, lay down and everything like that. And I went on ahead and handled my business. I come back out, bro, still knocked out. I'm like, nah, I can't take this man home. I don't know where he lives. So I bring him to my mama's house. Now I'm visiting because I'm no longer living in Detroit. I had to pick this man up on my shoulders and dress shoes. I got on dress shoes, slipping and sliding on ice, getting up on my porch with him on my shoulders.
Thank you, Ray.
Just like this. I walked in the door. My mom said, boy, what's going on? I said, Mama, this is my friend right here. And he's not, well right now. Can he stay here? She was like, take him in the basement, put him on the couch. Look, walked him all through the house, all the way down the stairs, put him on the couch, all of that. Listen, he wake up the next morning. I do believe you must have hit the floor because bro thought that I had to jump him and beat him up. Boy.
Yeah, I was on the floor.
Yeah, man. They had to carry bro into mom's crib, man, and everything. But that's what you do for your friend. And what you do. I'll never forget that story, man. I'll never forget that.
Yes, 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 sir. There you go. Her.
You got a Solomon story too? I don't have one.
No, other than be on my damn nose.
What?
Is that what?
Yeah, you bit me on my nose when we was going through the intake process. What the hell is this
Fat.
dude?
You about to make me cry, man.
No, man, I ain't looking no more than a joke, dog. It's
Oh,
all
man.
good.
Man. I love you though, bro.
Hey, I love you too, man.
I'm gonna get you a 50 of your special liquor and your own cigar of choice. I'm gonna write that wrong in the universe.
No, you
Listen,
good, man.
man.
Hey, listen,
I was
listen,
asking, I had, we were doing our research and everything and asking people about you.
Yes,
And
sir.
everybody have great reviews about you. And one of the things that kept coming to light was how much you enjoyed your horn and how much you practice. And that's what got them to practice the way that you practice. And then we had Steve McLean on here before. And he brought you up from his freshman year at K-State. He played tuba. And he was like, there was a particular song that you wrote. He was like, he loved how you wrote it and everything like that. And then he was like, but his work ethic and in the bedroom, his work ethic in the practice room, that's what made me want to work as hard as I wanted to work. So man, you are forever in people's lives, man, that you do things right, man. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta make it right with Herb though. I gotta make it
right with Herb.
No, man, don't do that. Hey, listen, okay. No, check this. Check this. So this is how you make it right with me.
Come on, baby.
Support band, bourbons, and cigars.
That's easy. I'm about to do that in a minute.
That's all I want.
That's too easy.
Hey, listen.
Get you 2 shirts.
That's how you make it right with me. But that's how you make it right with me.
I'm gonna be doing that for a while then. Be good.
100. So another person said how generous you are when you're performing at your performances, and things like that, how generous you are. Well, before I say that, usually when people are on stage, they don't like to be upstage, so they don't allow other people up there or come up there or just on the GP if it's not part of what they rehearse. But this particular person was just talking about how generous you are with the stage when you're performing and things like that. So why is it not hard for you to share the stage with others compared to other people?
We all on the stage, man. Everybody deserves their spotlight. Everybody deserves their chance. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best vocalists in the world were background singers first.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you don't invite that person up that's chomping at the bit, that want it, because you can see it in their eyes, you can see the passion, but you can see they suppressing that, and with the lid of humility. So, because I can see that, I'm not gonna say no to you, because I know what that feel like to want it, but I want to be acknowledged for doing that too, right? So it's funny you said that. So I got this guy I rock with out here in Minnesota. Man, I love this cat. His name is he's a violinist. Check out my album, Forward. He's on my album. He's the violinist. And he's from Nigeria, Lagos. Lagos, Nigeria. He's I want to say so much about this brother, but I'm gonna say this. When I met him, my teacher, for those of you jazz heads out there who know about Clifford Brown, trumpet player. Clifford Brown had a student. His student name was Marcus Belgrave, which is somebody from Detroit, Michigan, by way of Chester, Pennsylvania. And he lived in Michigan for long time, and we know him as Marcus Belgrave. So Marcus Belgrave was telling me to learn a song by Clifford Brown. When I met this violinist with a mutual friend, he played a Clifford Brown solo to me that I've been working on all my life. A violinist played a thing I've been working on forever. And I think I broke that rule because I told him, I said, could you be in my band? He said, sure, on one condition. I have to solo first. He's so dope. He's so dope that I wrote a song for him. It's called Heart. And it's on my album. And it features him. So I'm the bookends. I play a little something here. He plays in the middle, and I play at the end like bookends. But it's for him. I wrote a placement for him that was in a commercial out here. And it's called Okan. Okan. And on my SoundCloud, let's see if I have it here. That's my SoundCloud in the chat. If y'all ever want to check it out, that is where I got a lot of my. Anyway, he's featured on there. And long story short, but we all need an opportunity. And like right now, you're sharing your stage with all three of us. You, Herb, and Fancy, all three of you. This is your platform, Herb, and y'all allowing me to have that same experience. So the stage is like reciprocal and it's cyclical. So it's happening now in real time. The reason I love it is because it's the way we should do things. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. That's, that was the practices of when I was thinking of this podcast is, sitting up in a cigar lounge talking about marching band past, present, and future. And like, we, people drinking bourbon and smoking these cigars. Like, you know what? These stories, a lot of people don't think about what it takes and what people went through to even get to college in their life. And then they don't understand what people are going through in college. And then now how we've made it out. That you taking this raw coal that was born and raised in Detroit or wherever people are from.
Yeah.
And was placed in a place far land that they never thought they would go to in this college band and become this diamond. They put that pressure on to become a diamond. And now we're out here doing great things, helping other students and things like that. And people don't realize that. Only thing when they hear about marching bands or band, one time at band camp will think that everybody's nerds or whatever it may be. And that's not the case. That's the primary reason why we started this podcast, man. So we can tell these stories and then also give our life situations.
Yeah.
Just like it is. You know what I'm saying? While we smoke our cigars and drink our drinks and things like that. Now, Fancy, you was on stage before and was singing and all that kind of stuff. How was it for you? Did you ever share a stage or somebody share the stage with you? What's one of your stories with that?
Man, I just thought of a couple of them, but the most impactful one was I had an opportunity to sing background for Sherelle.
Oh.
And I accidentally stumbled into that. I was hanging out with my ex-husband now, but he was my fiance at the time. He was going to rehearsals because he's a local Detroit musician as well. And had gone to these rehearsals for a couple of weeks. And the people she had selected as background singers are well known in Detroit. And I was just there as the little extra, just the little girlfriend sitting on the side. And the night she came in town, about 2 nights before the show, she was like, somebody get this girl a mic, because I guess she could hear me. And I looked and I was like, ooh, Miss Sherelle, please don't play with me. She was like, I'm not playing. Get her a mic. And my ex-husband looked at me. It was like, because I had a tendency to like get on stage and choke, forget lyrics. He looked at me like, you better tighten up. Yes, sir. And I did it. And that following weekend, she took me with her to Ohio. And she left one of the original background singers she had picked. Now, the group that she had of singers are all great in their own regard. However, the one in particular that didn't get taken that weekend, she's more of a lead singer. She struggled in that dynamic with singing background. Whereas I prefer singing background because I kind of get to hide, So I think that's kind of what helped me out in that situation. But that was one time, the most memorable one.
Believe it or not, I'm like that too, Fancy. It may not seem like I like to hide.
It's easy.
It's very well. I do it strategically, so I'll let the cats play 3 and 4 choruses. I'll play 2, and if you watch me play, I'm bantering and hyping up the other cats. I like to keep the vibe up, but I like to take short spurts, be remembered, but fall in the background will be the energy. So I'm like that too. If you watch me, like, oh, he hiding again. Some cat out here interviewed me and he figured it out. He said, you deflect. I was like, man, somebody caught me. Man, this cat
I like cat right in the pocket. Like, yep.
And it's on line and everything. I'm like, man, this cat figured that out. I gotta switch my game up. I came way in Minnesota, and the white man figured out that I'd be falling back and deflecting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
There was this saying that my ex-husband used to say to me, because when it came to modeling, of course, when you modeling, you upfront, you can't hide. When I hit the stage as a model, I'm showing up full throttle. I'm coming up as a singer. I'm saying background. I don't really want to be heard too much. I want to blend in. And he used to tell me, I can't wait till the day your model personality meets your artist personality. Because the two of them meet and become friends, that's where it's going to show up. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So eventually the two of them will become friendly. We'll see.
Yeah.
Now, switching gears a little bit, now we're about to get into the mind games of the audience.
Yes.
Because only you can explain this the way that you about to explain it. I already know, my brother.
Oh, it's for me?
Is free will real or just an illusion?
Free will is 100% real.
Okay.
It's not an illusion. Free
Okay,
will.
why you say that?
Free will is the manifestation of your vision. Free will is the manifestation of your imagination carried out in tandem. Anything on your own volition, you choose, right? You choose it, you think it, you emote, and you carry it out. That was your freedom to bring it into existence, hence will it into existence. Free will is a fact, actually. It's not an illusion. It's only become an illusion because you can't see it because it's under your skull in that thing called your brain. So that's why it could be an illusion, because it's elusive tangibly. But the outcome of free will is tangible. It affect others. It affect you. Free will is also deception.
Okay.
Free will is very deceptive. I'm sorry. It's deceptive because it could be misused to get people to almost like persuasion, right?
Okay.
And influence. That's a form of free will through that approach, that tact. So yeah, it's in my perspective that there's going to be some people in philosophy, apologetics, and things like that may want to talk about free will being an illusion, being elusive, or being realistic. But the outcome of free will is tangible. It's all things affecting others where you can touch it. It's not intangible. That's just my perspective.
That's what's up. So go ahead, Flo.
I was just going to say, when you brought up the question, my thoughts were that it's an illusion because, and I'm thinking from our society perspective, how they want us to think we have free will. They want us to think we have all of these choices, but they really are limiting and taking things away.
The deception. I just said it.
Yeah. So when you said that, I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
It's a two-sided coin.
Mm-hmm. But and it's a fine line too.
Yeah, you get into it. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever felt body heat when somebody getting ready to touch you, but they don't touch you?
Yeah.
They're close to you, but they don't touch you quite.
Mm-hmm.
But they said they touched you, or the argument can be, I touched you, right? It becomes a conversation. If you tell them, oh, I felt you close to me and your body heat, then that's gonna be the elusiveness. That's gonna be the illusion. They're gonna stand on that. Sometimes people argue over things like that, and it's so low and petty. Low-hanging fruit. So it's tangible, it's real. Because to your point, Fancy, how others are getting us to think was by what I said, persuasion. Right. I said that. So persuasiveness, influence, that's someone's exercising their free will with your IQ, your acuity to be able to be on point with where their diplomatic approach. You know what I'm saying? The technology, so to speak. Yeah. I learned that from the street, just to keep it tall. I learned that from the street, running game on people, and being a teacher and game being ran on me. So there you go.
So do y'all believe there's meaning to life? If so, what is it?
Herb, I want to hear what Herb got to say about this.
Woo, there we go. Somebody finally talked to Herb. Somebody
I want
finally
to hear
called
what
him
Herb
out.
got to say
Somebody
about
finally
music.
called him out, fast. Yo,
Oh,
they're being quiet.
he called out today.
Every time I talk, y'all be like, "What's wrong with this dude?"
Meaning of life, brother. Come on, let me hear my man.
Like, so the way, I mean, like I can't speak for everybody else, but the way I see meaning in life is, you know, it's more of what you think about it. I mean, because you would never truly know the meaning of life till you meet your maker, you know. But when you're here and you're on Earth, you're looking at the meaning of life as family, if that's what you believe in. You're looking at the meaning of life as money, if that's what you believe in. You're looking at the life meaning of life as fame, if that's what you believe in. So your life is what you meaning in it. Basically, what I'm saying is how you live your life. That's your meaning. So you take that as you want and go with it. I mean, you can't take somebody else's perspective on their meaning of life. Solomon's meaning in life could be different from mine. Reggie's meaning in life could be different from mine. Fancy's meaning in life could be different. You know, everybody have a different meaning in life. But me personally, my meaning in life is my family. And I'm not necessarily my blood family. I'm not necessarily saying my marriage family, my wife and my kids. Um, my family is my family, and everybody that's in my family know who's my family. So you know, and that's who I'm gonna take and go with my life.
Because if you know me, then you
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 damn
know,
right.
you don't know me. You
know.
don't know me.
I think that I think
Thank
that
you, brother.
I think that there is meaning to life, and we choose our destiny prior to when we're born. So there's this thing I came across a couple of years ago where, like, our soul picks our family. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So, like, in the afterlife or before life, we choose our parents. We get a chance to review how the life is going to go, and we either agree to it or not. You know, and so once we're born, we made that decision on how things were going to go before we got here. You know,
So
that's my
that's
on it.
that's a sad way to me person that's a sad way to look at it. Reason why I say that's a sad way to look at it is because you know there's kids that's born in families where they just beat their kids. There's kids that's born in families where they just rape their kids. There's people that's born in families where it's a lot of bad things that's going on. So I I it's hard for me to believe in that one part is because who wants to be born to a family like that? To be beat all day.
Nobody will want to. However, there's some kind of a lesson that we're supposed to gain from that experience. And this is why I believe that we choose it before we get here. And there's some
Mhm,
kind of lesson we're supposed to learn on the other side of it. You
mhm,
know, and we can either learn the lesson during that lifetime, or we
mhm.
will have to come back as some other form, maybe another something else, and learn a different type of lesson, you know. But I think that it's all relative. I think that there's still, matter of fact, so I had to write this paper last week on this gentleman. His name was Viktor Frankl. He survived the Nazi concentration camps. And his theory is that we have the will to life, the will to meaning, and I forget the last one. But his whole premise was learning the purpose of suffering, and that there's meaning in pain, there's meaning in suffering. And it got really deep. It was kind of spooky. I had to put the book down a couple of times, but it kind of supported my theory on that. You know, like I feel like I don't think we pick it necessarily to know how bad it be, you know. But I think that we at some point know what choices we've made and how things are going to play out. But you know,
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go a little bit. I'm going to preference this with God makes no mistakes, first of all. And for me, when we're talking about the meaning of life and things like that, is that God has already know, it's said that he already know our beginning and our end. So which means he knew us before we were even here, before he allowed our spirit to cultivate this body that we have here on this earth. And if that's the case, then everything that we're going through is already ordained. Everything that we're going through and what we should, and that meaning should be meaningful to him, which means the people that we meet is not by accident. We're meeting these people to learn something from, to gain something from, and to give also. We're planting seeds here on this earth so that everybody is to give back to God and for us to make it back to that kingdom, to his kingdom. There are people that's going to be going through things. So when her reference those children that's being molested or whatever that may be, and the things that goes on in life and wars and all that, those are choices. See, that goes back to free will. You got the free will to do what you want. You have the choices to do what you want, but there is a consequence behind that when you go meet your maker. You know what I mean? So we know right from wrong innately. We know that, right? And then we also learn through these behaviors, through environment or nurturing and all of those type of things. That's what we get the learning from through that. Because 100 years ago, it was okay to marry somebody that was 15 years old. That's not the case now, right? So there is our way on this earth, the law of the land way, but there's godly way as well. So when we're talking about our meaning in life, my meaning in life right now is to save as many souls as possible, because I remember and know where I come from and what I was doing. You know, I know the manipulation that I was doing. Bro was talking about that earlier, you know what I mean? But now it's to have accountability in self and recognize those type of things, and then being able to help others through that as well.
That was dope, y'all. I'm gonna try to piggyback on some of this, but meaning to life, is there yes, there's a meaning to life, from what people think of their life as acquiring, like Herb said, status, family, right? Money, things like that. What Fancy said, what you said. But the meaning of life I would like to lean on is every day you get up and you suck in that air, that's the meaning of life. The moment you take it in, then all the stuff we're talking about happens.
Yeah.
Like the family and the status and the money and blah, blah, blah. You know, the moment you take in that air and you keep doing it for like minutes, seconds, minutes, hours, and you like carrying on with your day, that's the meaning. You're here. So get to it, you know? Now you'll get to it might not be in agreement to who you're around, but it needs to yield at the end of the day. What does it look like? What does my getting to it mean to me? And we're not talking about self-gratification. We're talking about what is your getting to it for others? Because we do this. It's like money is called currency, yes? And what we do is like currency. It pays off. It comes back around. We pay it forward. It comes back around. Like right now, me and Red, I'm sorry?
Like energy currency, kind of?
All of that. Indeed, energy, especially energy currency, because that's what this is anyway. So, you know, Reg and I got history. And, you know, I was a young man in my 20s. He was 18. And here I am right now. You know, we're both grown men and thriving and doing and living life. So the meaning of life wasn't just to meet him to get here. It's also, this isn't, Band Bourbon and Cigars is not going to just be this. Band Bourbon and Cigars is going to become like anything else that's a brand. You know, 106 and Park, Nike, iPhone, things like that. It's a brand in that regard. It has to start the meaning of life. So the moment we take in our air, y'all, that's just where I'm gonna leave it right there. The moment we take it in.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
My boy Herb,
so we got one more on this. We got one more on this trail right here. One more on this trail.
Let's do it.
One more on this trail. Let's see. What is the line between art and non-art? What's that fine line? Especially when we're talking about musicianship.
Woo.
Art and non-art. What's that fine line?
Okay.
And do you, yeah.
Huh? And do I what?
And do you play on it? Do you play on that line, or do you just you chose a side and I'm about my art, or what I do is not art at all?
I play on that line.
Okay.
See that?
I play on that line. So can I art or not art? My brother, he's just 2 years younger than me. My younger brother said, "Is music music to me, or is music to me music? Is music music to me, or is music to me music?" So you're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
And yeah, it's my brother. He's dope. He's dope. I love him. He's a rapper. He right there in the D. But just to make a long story short, it's both. Art to me is whatever your imagination can't bring into fruition. You feel it though.
All right.
But if you got some grasp of command of language, some way of articulating your thoughts, some way of making it illuminating the idea. If you could just do it just enough, like you said, your struggle was people understanding you.
Mm-hmm.
That was my things too, because I said, you know, I'll be damned. I'm gonna let people know how I feel, even if I have to make up a word and call them that. You damn indistinguishable. See how that feel? You know about that, right? You know what I'm saying? You a damn indistinguishable, right?
I'm laughing because I make up words and call people names. Like I call people fidgets, but it means something else.
Right. So, right. So, art to me, you know, but then when you can manifest it, when you do have the skill, right, the ability to manifest what was, because if you didn't have the skill, it's just a thing on the inside, and you leaning on your linguistic prowess to get it out. When you got the skill, then the art has been brought into fruition. It's tangible. So I like both sides. Like the free jazz, avant-garde, then you have jazz. You have free art, right? I like Dali, Salvador Dali. I like Escher. People don't even know what Escher is. I like Escher, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And but then again, I like lines and colors, symmetry, angles. Not too many. Somewhat like the blouse Fancy is wearing, right? Like that, just that cropped, it could be a backdrop for a photo shoot. You follow what I'm saying? That vase behind you, cropped to where nobody can see the shapes of it fully, and just this color, that's the backdrop. Your hat. The list goes on. Art is art to you, or is it art to me? So it's music to me, is music to me music. So I play both sides, man. I hope that was good enough, because my brother McLean, he's an artist. Stevie, he's an artist. His classroom are you. The best art platform I'm sure we've all been on, and you too, Fancy, is the classroom. The best stage is in front of those minds that's forming. The spotlight on you, though, how you're rendering the lesson, the art. The more is caught than taught. So it's like, it's an art to everything. Everything, including bullshit. Art to that. It's an art to that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, it's true. That's true.
That's true. And it settled in, and y'all laughed. It's an art. That's an art right there.
Yeah.
And it comes from observation. I was in a barbershop as a kid. My old man, Joseph Jeffries, that raised me. This had two fathers, of course. I'm just letting y'all know. And he, Four Tops got their hair cut. I got godfathers that's in Motown. List goes on. And I'm learning all this stuff. And I find myself in my antics and my gestures moving like Reverend Jackson, moving like Lawrence Payton from the Four Tops, moving like Levi Stubbs, talking like Lynn Barney, speaking like my old man. Remembering Miss Laura Franklin, she was the barber that was there. There was a football player. Y'all got to Google his name. His name was Dick Night Train Lane. He's the man who invented the face mask, the clothes hang, right there.
Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
They used to get their haircut at the barbershop, and I was a shoe shine boy. And it's an art to bullshittery. That's one of the words I made up.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? So, and if you do it, and I'm gonna tell you the other art is when to be quiet and how long. It's like rest in the music. If they come at the right time and the note hit, that's the rhythm. They call that rhythm. When the rest happens, but the note happens, that's rhythm. So it's a double Dutch. Life is a double Dutch. And you got to figure out that rhythm to jump into them, get to swinging.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. That's what he's talking about, man. Like I said, I was learning from the best. And I have a bro, we talk about Cool Breeze all the time. There was a situation where we was all kicking it and hanging and stuff like that. And I ended up dipping off into the back room. And he was like, bro, you crazy. You crazy. Because next thing you know, it was the sounds was just illuminating through the house.
Watch out.
I said, well, yeah, that was, but what he didn't realize is that it was a learned behavior. Because there was a situation one time I was just sitting, chilling at my crib and allowed some people to stay and do some parties and stuff. And I need to stop saying throwing some parties because there's no Diddy type situation. But you know what I mean?
All that happened, bro.
But you know, I went to go get a person's jacket from a room.
Okay.
And when I walked in, some things was going on and everything like that. I said, oh, don't stop on my occasion. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and continue. And I'll just grab this coat and go on about it here. But I said, oh, it goes down like this in the bill, huh?
Like, oh, don't stop because I'm here.
Right.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes. You know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So being that you got to do what you got to do, bro, we would like for you to build your own band from the top all the way to the back. It could be whatever type of band you want it to be. It could be a marching band. It could be from different schools. It could be directors. It could, however you want it to be. It can be whatever, however you want to do it.
Okay.
Build your band.
So build a band?
Yes.
I would first start with, oh my God. I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is going to make them happy. I'm going to start with my drums. I'll start with my drummer. I do that.
Okay.
Is it a band or is it like a small band or is it a bit of
whatever band you want?
Okay, because I want to make sure I'm gonna try to do both real quick. So if it's my band, it's my drums, bass, guitars, keys, and let's call it my unit, right?
Who you gonna have on drums? Who you gonna have on drums? Who you drums?
I'm about to name drop Arthur Buckner.
Okay, there we go.
Y'all, when you see that, you hit all the PBS, you know who Arthur Buckner is. I don't say that. He's on my album, on this album and the next. And Kevin Washington, he's from Detroit. He grew up with me. He's 2 years younger than me. So the drummer, band, keys, guitar, and I gotta have an auxiliary. That's a person that can play additional things, bells and whistles and stuff like that. I don't want it to be a piano player. I want it to be my homie on violin. Right?
Legos.
Yes, from Legos. Right. Then my other horn player got to be a saxophone player and myself on trumpet, and I got to have four vocalists. I got to have a man that can sing soprano and a woman that can sing soprano and alto. She can sing. She got to sing too.
Hey, if you can see my face, hey, I like this. Hey, he's bringing his band.
Yeah, a man that can
we
sing
would really
soprano.
like to see your face. Yes, we really would like to see your face.
Yeah.
Hey, technical difficulties over there, man. I'm still working with it.
I love you, Herb. That's
all right. All right.
We still here though.
I hear you. I see you too, Doc. So the female have to sing lead and alto. Then we gotta have like a person that can do some alto tenor.
Okay.
And we gotta have a nice strong, stronger than my soprano's bass. Because that person can't lose air. They gotta be like the dominant. They gotta be more dominant than my soprano. Because that person will carry. I'd rather tell my bass person to come down because everybody else gonna sound good with that strong bass. So that person will be those will be the ethereals, oohs and ahs. I don't even want them to have words. I want them to be like Sun Goddess by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Dwell, papa, well. I want them to be timeless oohs and ahs to the point where they cover up the band. And the band's so dope, but you can't live without the voices, right? It got to be like that. Okay, if it was a marching band, you got to start with the most noble and glorious instrument of all. Even the angel has a name, Gabriel, trumpet.
Okay.
Right? You got to be a trumpet first to the heavens. Sounds of majestical excellence. I heard they got the info wrong down there at the section. I'm coming down there for homecoming to get the section right this year. I ain't been there since 05. So I'm putting it out there. I'm coming to KSU to get my section right, me and Tony, because anyway, we'll talk about that later. But got to get it right. So the trumpet's got to be on point. Everybody got to be able to play good harmony. And everybody got harmony is number one, rhythm. I'm sorry, rhythm is first, harmony second, not range, right? My saxophones second, trombones third, tubas fourth, drums fifth, piccolos, clarinets last, right? No flags whatsoever.
Where are you getting these drums? Where you gonna get your drums from? Where you gonna get your piccolos from? Where you gonna get your saxophones from?
Company wise?
Yeah, where you getting them from? Are you gonna get your drums from Jackson State? You gonna get your drums from K-State? You gonna get your drums? How you gonna build it?
Man, my drums got to be from Soul Section. I'm sorry.
Okay, Soul Section number one, Kentucky State University. Okay.
Every band program got their thing. Soul Section is dope. And if J State or Southern, if everybody heard Kentucky State, the last thing they would want to admit is their drum section is doper than them. But they would be true. All right. So
all right, where you gonna get your tubas from? Where you get your tubas from?
Jackson State.
Okay. Trombones.
Fam.
Baritones.
Ooh. Howard.
Okay. Mellophones.
A&T, North Carolina A&T.
Saxophones.
Y'all not gonna believe this. University of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
UWC.
All right. Clarinets.
I'll go back to fam.
All right. Piccolo flute.
Piccolo Southern.
All right. Dancing girls.
Southern.
Southern. Okay.
Southern. Drum majors.
Like you, one person, Southern.
All right. And then we got band directors.
Me.
100.
Yeah.
100. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
That's not a band nobody else could tame but me.
That's right. That's what's up.
That's it.
That's what's up. You know what, man? You called me some years ago, and it put me on the stage of, man, I really made an impact on people's lives that I didn't really know. You called me and said, I got this marching band, and I'm trying to get my drum major to think and be a leader like you. How did you do it? Where did that come from? Where did that leadership come from? How did you do it? And when you did that, bro, I was just like, wow, that you even thought about me in that way, and that you wanted your drum major to have that thought process like me. And that was dope, because that's what it is for me. It wasn't about shaking my ass. And I love the performance part of it, but the thinking part of it, because being a leader and a drum major is a thinking man's game and everything like that. You got to be aware of everything that's going on, know everything that's going on, and how to start every part, So for you to do that, man, I was like, man, hats off to this man.
Brother, that came from, everybody got a lane. Her, Fancy, you, me. Everybody got a lane. I ain't a drum major. You know, Martin Luther King wrote a drum major instinct. I'm not a drum major. You are. Neither all the rest, the other two aren't either. So we're good at what we do, but you're not a band director.
Mm-hmm.
Damn sure not a trumpet player. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you're awesome at what you do. And when you're in your lane, I'm the background singer. I might even be the roadie. Plug up stuff, unplug stuff. Happily. Because guess what? I got a role too. Everybody got something. But when that leadership, man, I think some of the times we love on each other. But y'all listen. Herb, you saying something?
No, I'm listening.
Sometimes we compliment each other. We say things about each other and people misconstrue it as a compliment. You are a leader, dude. I opened the door. Okay, y'all, here we go. Let me get this straight to it. I'm being conservative. I opened the door. This skinny ass cat walked past me. I'm skinny too. And he got this bravado of something that's akin to myself. I'm thinking there's nobody on earth like me. He ain't even open his damn mouth. He just walked right past me. That's a feeling, man. You was a kid. You was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I was a mismanaging, irresponsible adult. And that was my lesson from you. God wanted me to get that lesson. So I don't see you in any other way but walking by me that way.
Yeah.
Period. It's like, it's not a compliment. And you do that. That's what you do. You ain't even trying to do it.
Right.
This is your nature. Everybody's nature is unique. Fancy said she thinks she says you're sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
That's a superpower if looked at it a certain way. You sing?
Yes.
Well, channel all of what vibrations and rhythms could alter someone's emotional perspective called music, because you're an emotional doctor. You can transform someone's perspective. You can isolate them in such a high-end way. You can use that so-called not so good thing. That's a gift. It's affecting you because it's powerful. It's so powerful, you can't handle it. It's too powerful for you. That's why it feel bad. Well, it's really a gift.
Okay.
Channel it. And all three of us gonna understand it tomorrow, next month. So when you said that, Reg, bruh, I had to do my best with that kid. And I had to tell him and talk to him and, stories.
Yeah.
God bless his soul. He passed. He was my drum major at Sexton High School. And oh my God, he had a twin brother, saxophone player for the drum major, and opposite physique of yours, short, stocky, strong kid. And the twin brother, the same, drums. And he did exactly what you did and poured a little gravy on it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's
and
up.
To this day, I only got 2 drum majors in my brain as you and him. And I've been around a lot of drum majors. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So yeah, it's only y'all 2 in my book.
What's up? All right. Well, hey, man, we like to appreciate you, man, for jumping on with us and stuff like that. We had a lot of technical difficulties in the beginning, but we got it right. And man, it's beautiful, bro.
I'm going to end on this. Once the task has just begun, never leave it till it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. We did it, y'all.
We did it, y'all. We did it. Listen here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, everybody. Hit the thumbs up. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, don't forget about the Band Bourbon and Cigars t-shirt that we have right now in your donation. You can donate at the cash Band Bourbon and Cigars, or you can just email it. bandbourbonandcigars@gmail.com. You can let us know that you're interested. Listen, this donation is going for a great cause, people. Listen here. Once again, we love you, man. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, one.
listen.